Welcome back to the Truth Factory. There have been a lot of stories happening in the past few days: the Catalonia independence vote, the ISIS attack in Edmonton, Alberta, and the biggest one being the Mandalay shooting, which my next video will be about. But I wanted to make a short video in the meantime about Puerto Rico and Hurricane Maria. Now, if you haven't already seen this award-winning Meryl Streep performance from San Juan Mayor Carmen Cruz, she gives an emotional speech targeted at Trump for being inefficient at bringing relief to Puerto Rico. And when I saw this, I thought something seemed off about her and the situation. Perhaps it's the fact that she looks like she's standing in a Costco, talking about how they have no food. I mean, she's literally standing in front of pallets of food and water, talking about how they have no food and water. She later says that this is all they have received. So let me play a clip of food and supplies being brought in mass while she complains that the US isn't doing anything.
We're dying here, and I cannot fathom the thought that the greatest nation in the world cannot figure out logistics for a small island of 100 miles by 35 miles long. So I am asking the President of the United States to make sure somebody is in charge that is up to the task of saving lives. If anybody out there is listening to us, we are dying, and you are killing us with the inefficiency and the bureaucracy.
This seems a little bit suspicious to me. So Trump tweeted that they had 10,000 federal workers in Puerto Rico right now helping, and that they have done a great job with an almost impossible situation in Puerto Rico outside the fake news, politically motivated ingrates. So obviously these stories don't match up. Trump is saying that they're doing all they can and that they've sent in 10,000 federal workers with food and supplies, yet the mayor is saying that the US, and when she says that, she really means Trump, is going to cause genocide. So of course I looked into this further, and it is a big story. So far, this is what the United States has done for Puerto Rico.
Our supply chain is fully engaged and is moving along. And today we're receiving by barge almost 2 million, a little over 2 million meals and probably about 1.5 million liters of water. And this is one delivery that is constantly coming on a regular basis.
I think most people would agree that that's quite a lot of assistance. So bitch, why you always lying?
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
And when I looked into how Puerto Ricans felt about Mayor Carmen Cruz, it sounded like nobody really liked her, not even her own party. Apparently she's a communist who wants political power, since she is an opponent to Governor Ricky Rosello that people actually like. This, coupled with the fact that Puerto Rico was $73 billion in debt, and as truck drivers went on strike before Maria hit, gives me the impression that this woman is using a tragedy for political reasons, and CNN is helping them make fake news to slander Trump. I knew that evil existed, but I didn't think that a mayor responsible for the lives of others would put political motivations in front of helping dying people. You just don't want to believe those things. But then I heard this recording from a police officer in Puerto Rico who had called into New York's largest Hispanic radio station saying this.
Estados Unidos, la mercancía no está siendo distribuida, no están dejando que el puertorriqueño obtenga las donaciones. La alcaldesa Carmen Yulin no está dejando que nadie reparta. Yulin, continúe con lo que están haciendo. Hay un abuso. Parecemos comunismo. En nuestra propia isla, burocracia, todo tiene que ser un protocolo. La financiación doméstica. Me da vergüenza ajena como boricua trabajar para la policía de Puerto Rico. Que hay decenas y miles de comida y la gente no pregunta y nosotros no podemos dar porque Carmen Yulin dice que no pueden dar, que de ahí no se puede sacar nada porque todo es una novela, todo es un show, hay que haber cámaras aquí porque sabes que lo que buscan es el voto para los próximos años.
Now, being a police officer, this lady didn't want to give out her name, which I understand, so yes, it is an unnamed source. But this, in combination with everything else I have read, it is almost certain that this woman is not only lying to the world and the citizens of Puerto Rico, she's actively withholding food and water, which potentially makes her a murderer. All of this for political motivations and probably a sack of cash, which makes sense why she looks like Garth from Wayne's World here.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
Obviously, this is a super complex situation, but these stories are not matching up. And if what this police officer says is true, that Mayor Cruz is really withholding food and supplies, she needs to be in jail. Lock her up.
I said it the way it is. I don't have to characterize anything in any way that is not the reality. That is the truth.
Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
How much of that is politics? The fact that you and the president are different parties and...
Well, I'm not a member of the Democratic Party. I have democratic values, shared values with the Democrats.
All right, that's part one of my interview with the mayor, who, as you heard, still claims people are dying, although the death count is 16, has been 16 since the storm. I could find no one dying, and she was highly critical of President Trump.
What do you guys think? I want to thank everyone who's supporting me on Patreon. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to try to get a video about the Mandalay shooting out soon. Have a great night, guys. Meow.